Our Nation Sports Show. Tonight, on a Nation Sports Show, we continue our coverage of the 2024 NBA playoffs. After losing to the Denver Nuggets in 5 games, the Los Angeles Lakers have fired their head coach, Darvin Ham. Ham coached the Lakers for 2 seasons. Now that Darvin is gone as the head coach from Los Angeles, who will be the next head honcho to step in as the head coach of the Lakers? Also tonight, we give our analysis for the start of round 2 in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference semifinals. The playoffs is heating up. It's showtime.
Put up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right, here we go, folks. As I remember to work the controls here, because Lord knows I can't fucking remember it after taking half a day off. We are live here, folks. It is a Tuesday. You wanted the best in sports talk? You've got the best. It is me, Ezra Vickery, and this is our Nation Sports Show. We thank you guys for joining us. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's 7th of May, 2024, and we're ready to talk some sports with y'all. And, of course, there's a lot to talk about. Of course, mentioned in the intro, NBA playoffs are in full swing. We're talking about that. We got some other stuff to get to, including the Comedy Central or the roast of one Tom Brady that took place this past weekend. We have that as well. We have other topics in the world of Major League Baseball, MMA, whatever we get into, we'll get into within the next hour and a half to 2 hours. But we got a lot, but we do have pretty much a good amount of stuff to get to. So let's, first of all, the ways you can interact with us is at Owen_Sports Show on X/Twitter, Facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show, Instagram.com/Our Nation Sports Show. Also here on the YouTube where we are live right now. You can follow us there, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, family, your enemies, this, that, in the words of Bully Ray, your sister's ass. Send it all there because we love to hear from you. Join us live in the chat. Do whatever you need to do. We'd love to hear you guys' opinions. Also, don't forget to follow Nation's Corner at Nation's Corner on the YouTube, Nation's Corner across most of their socials. And don't forget to follow them 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, same time as this show, where all things pro wrestling get talked with the guys and gals. They give us the lowdown, especially after a crazy week of pro wrestling we've had so far. And obviously, he's going to have a lot to talk about with the King and Queen of the Ring tournament starting off and other stories involved as well. So keep an eye on them. Also, don't forget to follow at 2 Sweet Cosplay across all socials for my wrestling themed cosplay group that I help run, along with my buddies Steve-O, Nico, and Wildcard, and Don and Brian as well. May 19th. Yes, I did say that, and no, Kane is not going to come and chokeslam me straight to hell. But May 19th, we will be at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. Actually, no, the Hyatt Regency, Chicago O'Hare for Anime Central. We will be there on Saturday, May 19th, and we will be doing be doing our meetup, which will also include a photo shoot from 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. I believe it is Hall F. If you're going to be in the area, check us out there. Get your passes at animecentral.com and follow us there as we post the photos. And check out all the photos from C2E2. We have posted up from our photo shoot, our panel, and all the other adventures we were on during that weekend. So check that out as well. All right, enough of me selling shit that I'm not getting paid absolutely no money for. Let's introduce the people here that are worth my time, and that is, of course, the one, the only man, Alabama Roll Tide's #1 and only fan, JT Joey Thornton. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday. And like Steven said in his intro, but like Ezra said in his intro, we are here. We are live on YouTube to talk some sports with you. NBA playoffs is in full swing. And I'm telling you one thing, the action could not be getting any hotter. And we are going to be here to cover it all with you guys. So stay tuned. Grab yourself some popcorn. Grab yourself a spot on the couch. And get ready for some sports talk action. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, and he knows it's coming. My patriarch, the patriarch of this show, and no, I'm not talking about a man who hates dead fathers. I'm talking about my heavy metal brother from North Carolina. Tribute to Kenny Omega, who returns again this Wednesday. Man who goes deep into sports, unlike Gene Simmons with his solo band set. He is the Wyand. What's going on, man?
Oh my God, I was not expecting that. Yeah, you know what? While you're on the subject of that, seriously, Gene, like, come on. Can you come up with a better set list than that? I mean, come on. I mean,
pay me another $450,000 and I might consider performing other
I mean, I'm not knocking the guys in his band. I mean, you know, he's got some incredible musicians in that band, but good grief. I mean, it's essentially Kiss again, but minus Paul. You know, and I agree with
the damn drama queen.
Oh man, but yeah, a lot's gone on the last several days in the world of sports. I mean, it's madness. I mean, just the NBA's second round is just getting started, and obviously a couple of first round series wrapped up last week, and we'll get to those, and we'll get some latest news in the NBA and so much more. With that being said, let's do this.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's get started, man, and trust me, we're going to hit all the topics. We're not going to miss anything. Kind of like how Tongaloa missed his cue to go pull the ref out there at WWE.
Oh, Jesus.
But that's a whole other story.
His first appearance. And
that's a whole other story for a whole other show. We'll see. We might touch on it later. We'll see. But for right now, we got a lot to get into. And let's start off with the big one. And that's, of course, the NBA playoffs. We're deep in it. We're starting round 2 here in certain spots. Holy shit, what a first round of the playoffs, man. Lakers eliminated, of course, back early with the play-in. And now look at this now. This field is so wide open. It is incredible. The West especially. The West is right now insanity. Right now the Denver Nuggets, though, let's talk about them. They're in a little bit of a down skid. T-Wolves have been coming at them.
What the heck happened in game 2 last night?
They won. What was it? They won by 26 last night, didn't they?
Yeah, because
106 to 80.
It's funny you say that because for those that don't know, I was in Virginia last night at a show last night. I was in Vienna, Virginia for progressive metal band Wheel playing their last closest date to here in North Carolina on this current trek because all the dates are in the Northeast and the West Coast afterwards. And I get back to the hotel and I check the scores and I'm like, holy shit! Like, Minnesota is killing Denver. Like, they didn't just beat them by 6 in game 1. They absolutely wiped the floor with the Nuggets. I mean, what have they done? Like, it's amazing how Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Townsend and company have seemed to have cracked the code on the Nuggets. I mean, because this is uncharted territory for the defending champions because Denver for the last, year and a half has looked really strong in these playoffs. And to be down 2-0, it is just insane how that even happened. And like, losing by 6, I mean, that happens. I mean, I was a little stunned, but I wasn't shocked that they got a game in Denver. I mean, when you're the number 3 seed in the West, I mean, that says something right there, but when you outright go into their gym on Monday night and you beat the hell out of them, from the opening quarter to the last quarter, they owned them in that first half. They were already down by double digits, over 20 points already in the game. So they were already behind the 8 ball, and it was just too much to catch up. And I mean, do you think Denver can survive this?
I think so. I think it's not over yet. I know Charles Barkley had some comments on Inside the NBA. He said that he felt that this series was a wrap after game 2. I completely disagree. You can't count out any team, and especially the defending champions. Look, they may have found a way to quote unquote crack the code on how to possibly beat this team. But listen, Denver is, even if they lose, they're not going to go down without a fight. Last game, Luka did not play like he usually does. Jamal Murray was in single digits in points. But if you look at overall though, this is a team that's built to withstand this type of pressure, to withstand this type of this type of a pushback. But it's okay because, and I'm not saying Denver's going to roar back and win the next whatever games, win the whole series. But I'm saying that this is not a wrap. I don't think it's nowhere close. You're putting the cart before the horse if you're thinking that Denver is just going to lay it down and let Minnesota walk all over them. That's not going to happen. I guarantee you, Jamal Murray, Luka, they're going to go off this game because they're going to have a point to prove. The whole team is going to have a point.
Absolutely.
And you know what?
Absolutely.
It could go either way. This series can go either way. I've had it predicted as a 7-game series when I first saw it, in my opinion. Because both teams are literally right here. And I could literally see them going to a game 7 and coming down to the last couple shots as that clock winds down.
I can agree to that 1,000% because, like you said, Ezra, Denver is the defending national champions. Now, granted, whenever they won that elusive national championship that eluded them for, 40 years, I believe it was, ever since the founding of their franchise?
Yeah.
They quickly went from being the hunter to the hunted. And that's how most champions see themselves now. They're no longer the prey. They are the predator. And it's going to be other teams' chances to try to knock them off that pedestal. But trust me, it's not easy. We have seen some of the best teams go at it in the playoffs year in and year out. And granted, the ones that typically have the most success are the ones that typically find their way to win championships. And that's what we have here. Now, Denver, I'll admit, they are down 2-0. But if you would have asked me, it's not time to press the panic button just yet. Because Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic, along with the other key role players that they have, they'll find a way to get back in this series.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they just weren't ready for Minnesota's high-octane offense in these first 2 games. Maybe it was the fan pressure getting to them. Who knows? But Denver will definitely find a way to get back in this. Now, the series is now shifting to Minnesota, and Minnesota has been known to play some great games at home, but they've also been known to lose some very close nail-biters at home. And seeing as how the defending champion Nuggets will now be coming to town for these next 2 games, I believe it's 2, but anyway, seeing as how Denver will be coming to town, Coach Malone is going to need to rally his players together and say, listen, boys, Minnesota may have stole games 1 and 2 on our court, so now it's our turn to take games 3 and 4 on their court. We don't need to play around with these guys because Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert, even though he didn't play in game 2, which, by the way, congratulations to Gobert on becoming a father. But yes, he didn't play game 2, but still, he is a big part of that Timberwolves organization, along with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. And right now, those guys are playing the absolute sweat off the ball right now because they are finding out what to do with this Denver team. But as we always say in sports, you may be down and out, but you're not done. And that's what we have with Denver here. So Denver will find a way to get back in this series. I want to say do you guys know when game 3 is going to be?
Game 3, as of right now, from what I can tell on the schedule, it looks like game 3 will not be tomorrow. It looks like it probably will be Thursday, from what I could tell. I'm checking right now. Give me 1 second here to verify.
You know,
Okay,
but
so-
you guys were just talking about this too. Like when you think about the NBA champions that have won the title in previous years, you know, whether it be in this last decade or even 2-3 decades ago, they have all at some point or another have experienced, you know, adversity. Case in being the Los Angeles Lakers from 2010.
Real quick, Steven, I just don't mean to interrupt, but the next game will be Friday, actually.
Wow.
Okay.
It will be Friday
Wow,
night.
so so that gives Denver enough time to practice for getting that high-powered offense back on track.
Yep.
Yeah, 9:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off is what we're looking at.
So, you know, the Lakers were down 3-2 against the Celtics in the finals. And they came all the way back, as we know, and forced it to a game 7 and won the series in 7. And also those Warrior teams that won the championships, they experienced adversity at times.
Who could forget those? Who could forget those famous Warriors Cavaliers NBA Finals series whenever LeBron was still on the Cavs?
Yep. And then when you look at, like, even though they weren't champions at the time, the Mavericks, who went on to win the title in 2011, during that year, they experienced adversity at times. The Spurs have experienced adversity, either when winning championships or, you know, being the defending champions and facing adversity, or even trying, you know, to fight for a title. You know, so every one of these teams that have that championship, you know, DNA, they know how to respond. And I think Denver has the weapons to respond. I mean, they got the coach, they got the role players, they got the superstars that know what to do. It's just a matter of going out there and getting the job done.
Exactly. And going back to when Ezra was saying about Charles Barkley's comments saying how he thinks the series is over, listen here. I mean, you may be the round mound of rebound when it comes to basketball, but you're not always the brightest tool in the shed, because there have been several instances in which teams have come back from a 2-0 deficit and completely shocked the world winning the series. And I'll give you one prime example that I happen to think about just now. Think back to the 2006 NBA Finals, in which the Dallas Mavericks took on the Miami Heat. Dallas took the first 2 games of that series, completely dominated the Miami Heat. In points, rebounds, assists, steals, you name it, they beat them. But then Pat Riley, who was the coach at that time, gathered his players together, which included D-Wade and, of course, the journeyman himself, Shaquille O'Neal, and said, listen, guys, we got to get back in this series. We got to step up our game. We got to bring 110% every time we go out onto that court. And we need to show these team what we're made of. And what did they do? The Heat won the next 4 games, completely destroyed Dallas, and took the NBA Finals championship in 6 games. So, yes, it may not happen a lot, but it does happen.
Look at the Miami Heat.
Far from over.
Look at the Miami Heat again. Fast forward 6-7 years later, when they were trying to get back to the finals after they lost to the Mavericks in 11, and then in the next year in 12, LeBron and Miami was down 3-2 against the Celtics, heading into TD Bank North Garden, And LeBron goes into that building and absolutely scorched the Celtics with 45 points.
Yep.
And that was the momentum that they needed to lift them to the championship to beat the Thunder in the next round for the title. And then the next year, you're down 3-2 against the Spurs, and this just hit me again. They were down 3-2 against the Spurs heading into game 6. San Antonio has got 27 seconds left to win the title again for a 5th time. And Miami absolutely stunned not only us, but the entire basketball world that year, and they came back in that last 27 seconds to tie the game on a Ray Allen incredible 3-pointer. So, yeah, the series is far from over as far as I'm concerned. Just because the Minnesota Timberwolves are the hottest young team in the league right now, they still need to prove to me, if you can beat the Nuggets in 4, I'll say it's a hell of a series for you.
I agree.
Absolutely. And also think back to those amazing NBA Finals series year in and year out between the Warriors and the Cavs. Think back to that one. I think it was back in 2016, 2017, in which the Warriors were up 3-1. Everybody was counting the Cavaliers out. Everybody was.
2016, I remember it very vividly. LeBron's like, hey, don't listen to them. You know, oh yeah, we're coming back to Cleveland. We're coming back to Cleveland to play.
And they did.
Any momentum that you can have. Any momentum. Because you know what? You know, it wouldn't surprise me if Denver wins the next 4. Why? Because if you're a championship team with that kind of pedigree, you're going to say, hey, they got us twice in our building. We're going to beat them 3 times in their building. We're going to beat them 2 times in a row to tie the series. We're going to go back home, win game 5, come back on their home court, and beat them. If you are Michael Malone and the rest of that Denver coaching staff, you use any motivation. Watch ESPN. Watch the analysts. Watch the so-called experts that haven't been playing the game of basketball for 25, 30, 40 years. And you watch those people run you down and say, oh, where's that championship team from last year, huh? That championship team that took this team to one of the greatest modern basketball teams, you know, of our generation, of our times. And to take this team, you know, to the promised land. And then at some point, you knew they were going to have to face adversity, but it's right here and it's right now. And I think that Denver, because they truly say that a series doesn't begin until a team wins on the road.
That's right.
And if the Nuggets can win game 3, we have a series.
Yes, we do.
Yep, I agree 100%. Obviously, there's a lot of different stuff we got to get into in this NBA because it's been a busy week. Real quick, I do want to mention, obviously, tomorrow's game, it's only one game for tomorrow, and it is going to be the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. Obviously, we got games going on tonight, and we'll mention those in a second. But I want to mention this because, obviously, that game takes place tomorrow inside Madison Square Garden. And who will be calling that game? None other than the boogeyman himself, Reggie effing Miller. It'll be 29 years. And it will be 29 years since one of his biggest performances inside that building.
How fitting. How fitting.
Yep, it says right here, May 7th, 1995, he scored 8 points over the final 9 seconds to rally the Pacers to a 107-105 victory, game 1 of the conference semifinals.
Nice.
Year. So, that's just one little note. And obviously that series right now, the Knicks lead the series 1-0. Obviously, too early to call. We can't really because it's still early, but obviously Tyrese Haliburton came out and says, I gotta play better, I gotta score more, typical, stuff they say, but I like the series. To me, that's the best. That's one of the best series so far. Is this going to be this Indianapolis and New York series? Because I think it's unpredictable. You can't predict who's going to walk out of that one. Yes, it's a number 2 seed versus number 6 seed, but in the long run, This is the one I've been looking forward to the most when I saw it finalized. I was like, this is gonna be fucking great.
Oh yeah, and yes, you are right, Ezra. With only one game in the belt, this series is definitely too early to call. But I'll tell you one thing that we all can call for sure, and that is the fact that the playoff choke artist in Doc Rivers strikes again.
Oh, and if that's not enough, another choke artist prevailed. James Harden.
Yes, he
Oh, I
did.
thought you were talking about CM Punk.
Hey, at least Punk's got a message for these little bitches. He's in the skybox, you little bitch.
Oh, I thought he was just old, tired, and sick of working with children.
Ah.
Oh.
But anyways, moving on for that real quick. Let's real quick before we move on to the next game, because I want to get to the other games, including the one that's going on right now, obviously. Let's head to let's do a little prediction. As far as game 2 of the Knicks and Pacers. What you guys got?
I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
I am actually gonna go with a surprise here. I'm going to Pacers.
I'm going to Pacers as well.
I'm going Pacers.
I think they're gonna bounce back, and they're gonna bounce back hard. And I think I think with saying it, I'm gonna say it, with the help of Reggie Miller in attendance, I think it's gonna drive Knicks fans batty to know that motherfucker's sitting there calling the game, knowing how much pain, suffering, and mental anguish he caused those MSG crowds for fucking nearly a decade.
Oh yes.
But let's go to the game that's going on right now, obviously, and that is Cleveland and Boston right now. Game 1 in this series. Right now, the Celtics had the lead 25-23, with the first quarter coming to a wrap at just about 4.5 minutes.
Nice.
So a pretty close game. Who do you guys got winning that one?
Boston.
Boston?
Boston. I got Boston by 7.
I got Boston by 10.
I got Boston by 8.
Okay. All right.
Going back to Cleveland real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking to Steven on the phone yesterday, and I didn't mention this on the show whenever we were talking about it last week, but I had a feeling deep in my gut that the Cavs and the Magic in the first round was going to be the most competitive series in the first round, and it was. It went a full 7 games.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that series. I thought it was super competitive. I didn't expect it to be as competitive with the Magic. You know what I mean? The team,
Yeah.
the Magic hasn't been a team that you would think of, not even since the old Shaquille O'Neal days, that you would think would be a team that would be in that upper echelon. Because let's be honest, the Magic's been in a shell of its former self the past 10 years?
Oh yeah.
Ever since Dwight Howard
Up
left,
until
and
Paolo
he
Banchero
got
became a
apart.
member, the Magic have been just almost a laughingstock of the NBA.
Yeah, basically, and it seems now they're starting to slowly bounce back and getting the pieces together to really build a strong franchise, strong team. And you never know, this NBA draft coming up could be very pivotal to the success of them in the future. So, I'm excited to see where they go, because this was despite them losing the series, it felt like for the Magic, there was some positive notes to come out and show that, hey, look, a couple years ago, you might have been laughing at us saying we're last in the division or whatever, blah, 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 first eliminated. Well, guess what? We got to the first round. We fought hard. Yes, we lost, but we gave you a run for your money, and you can't say shit about that.
Exactly. And even though Orlando lost, they should have nothing to be ashamed of, because they gave the Cavaliers some problems.
Fight to your very last breath, and that's exactly what the Magic did. So, bravo to them. But this Cleveland-Boston series, I'm very interested in, because obviously I'm interested in only because Boston, I know, I feel like they're going to win in 5 games. That's just my opinion. I think Boston's going to come in there and just dominate Cleveland. I know has kind of been dealt a little bit of an injury bug lately, and they've had several players out. So I don't know. And then the other games,
I can honestly see this series going at least 6.
6. Okay, Steven?
I see it going at least 6.
You know,
Because
just
Cleveland, yeah, because
just
I would say
because-
Cleveland, they know how to compete, and I mean, obviously they're not going to match. I mean, I know Donovan Mitchell's not going to match up to the level that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are on, but I
Yeah.
can see this series going at least 6.
Yeah, I agree with Joey because we don't know this Celtics team, which one's going to show up because there is times where they are so up and down. Now,
Yeah.
we know that they didn't take a lot of Miami in the first round. They easily dispatched them in 5 games. But if you're the Celtics, you have to show up, show out on your home court because this is where you're supposed to win. This is your bread and your butter. This is why you get home court advantage throughout the playoffs. And let's just say if the Celtics were to make it to the finals and the Timberwolves would, let's just say if that was to happen, the Celtics would have home court advantage.
Yeah.
That's why you work for home court. Now, with that being said, I don't know what Celtics team is going to show up because they're so hard to predict because 1 minute they're dominant and the next minute they're having to work for the win.
That
And
is
that's
very true. And Boston has had a history of that happening to them.
And that's the problem is with this type of series, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot let that happen. Because if you let a team, even like Cleveland, who are a scrappy team and know how to fight back and win, if you let them in and you don't close that door, they're going to kick it open and beat the hell out of you on that court. And it's Boston cannot make that mistake. They have to play, I'm not saying a perfect game, but they have to play at least a 75 to 80% game of good basketball in order to keep a team like I said, a scrappy dogfight team like Cleveland from shocking them. So, but also tonight, don't forget also too, we have another game on the docket as well. We got Dallas and OKC. Of course, that game is game 1 of this second round series. The tip-off is at 9:30 Eastern on TNT, True TV. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
I honestly think this series could be up in the air because after Dallas was able to finally dispatch of them weakened Los Angeles Clippers, my gut is saying that OKC is going to win this game tonight and possibly the entire series. But like we have brought up in weeks past, I kind of have my doubts because OKC is the youngest team that is remaining in this NBA playoffs, and they don't really have a lot of playoff experience. And I know that when it comes to the playoffs, the teams that have the most experience are the ones that typically go far. And in this case, Dallas has more playoff experience than Oklahoma City. So, I mean, I do think Oklahoma City is going to win this series, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas can completely shake the Thunder out of their boots and find a way to even win this game, possibly the whole entire series. It would not surprise me at all.
Dallas to me is the sleeper team in these playoffs. Like they are a team that has 2 dominant 1A and 1B players that can go off on any minute, any moment in the game. I mean, case in being in game 6 this past weekend, when Kyrie went off in that second half and scored 26 of his 28 points. The dude went from having 2 points at halftime to absolutely scorching the Clippers in the second half. And he just kept on piling on the points. I mean, and Luka, even having, not the greatest of nights in game 6, he still got help. And if those role players, if Jones and, the rest of those role players, if they show up, like, Dallas is a team that I don't want to face. And
Steven, we have a little bit of breaking news that just came in.
yeah.
And that is that Mr. Randy Gyron will be joining us here in just a minute to talk a little bit about this stuff going on. And we also have, and also other breaking news, Rudy Gobert has been named the NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Nice.
And also we want to say congratulations as well, because this happened earlier in the week when we were off air. Congratulations to Victor Wembanyama on winning Rookie of the Year as well.
Very nice. That's right, because I believe he became the first rookie to be unanimously voted as Rookie of the Year. Got all 99 first place votes.
Yes, he did.
That's definitely something.
And also, don't forget, tomorrow the MVP award will be handed out. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT.
That's right. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yep, we'll find out tomorrow. Back to the game you were just talking. Back to the Dallas OKC game. I agree with Steven's sentiment. I agree that Dallas is the sleeper team. It's kind of similar to almost their 2011 run, if you think about it. Not a lot of people gave Dallas, the full respect per se. And Dallas is one of those teams that could, especially this year, that could shock a lot of people. And OKC, as well built of a team as they are, they cannot rest on their morals. They have to play smart, good, consistent ball. That's what they got to do. So it's just a matter of they got to play smart. If they don't play smart, they're gonna end up shooting themselves in the foot. It's pretty simple logic on that front. To me, as far as how many games this would go, I think it could go all 7.
I think it can too. I think this series is going to go all 7 because this series is so up in the air. And I definitely agree with Steven saying that he thinks Dallas is the sleeper team in this playoffs. Yeah. I can agree to that 1,000%.
Steven?
So this series could go either.
Oh yeah, Steven?
This is a series. I think whoever wins this series, I think it's going to go 6.
Okay.
You know what? I don't trust the Thunder. I'm picking Dallas.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
If you win this series, hey, you proved me wrong.
Nice. We need a contrarian here on this panel. So, quick score update. Boston's up right now at the end of the first quarter, 40-31 over Cleveland right now.
Okay.
So, real quick in other NBA related news, let's see here. Real quick, I'm trying to look. Obviously, of course, everything currently focused on the what's going on in the NBA playoffs right now. But I'm checking right now, Adrian Wojnarowski's page right now to see if he has any other updates for us. The Bulls' Lonzo Ball has picked up his $21.4 million option for the 2024-2025 season.
Nice.
Also too, remember, Mavericks will not have Maxi Kleber, he has a 3rd-degree dislocation of the AC joint.
Oof.
He will be sidelined indefinitely as of this month. We got to mention. We also didn't mention this too. We mentioned talked about the first round and all that second round. We got to mention, of course, too, like you said in the intro, Steven, that the Los Angeles Lakers have dismissed their head coach, Darvin Ham.
And that is not surprising at all.
Yep. 90-74.
I mean, when you go up against a powerhouse team like the Nuggets in back-to-back years and can only win one game in those 2 playoff series, then you know a change has to be made.
Absolutely. Let's see here. As far as that goes, there isn't no other big news. And ladies and gentlemen, coming in at 100011866. Why am I reading this code? For comedic effect.
TomBrady.exe is launching successfully.
But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Randy Geyer, what's going on, Randy?
Well, Mr. Randy Geyer currently has no sound because his audio is not working.
Hello,
Oh, that-
silence, my old friend.
Disturbed / Hollow Notes would be proud of you.
We can hear you once again.
I got an idea of what his opinions might be, and it's going to be his opinions are going to be more obvious than Motley Crue trying to play off a fake tape band at the Bowery Plaza.
Oh, God.
I think we know what Randy's thinking.
I barely even know what I'm thinking. But obviously this NBA playoffs once again proven to be what it always is, an unpredictable set of games. We'll be keeping a close eye on it.
And so is hockey. And you know,
Oh yeah, we got to get into the NHL playoffs.
And Randy did say in the chat too.
Yep.
He did say that the Toronto Maple Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys in hockey, and he's absolutely correct.
Ding ding ding! Circle gets the square. Johnny, tell him what he won.
An
You
unlimited
won Turtle
subscription to
Wax.
Netflix so he can watch the roast of Tom Brady forever.
Oh, well, you know what? Let's take a moment and let's get into that. First of all, there were some funny moments, but it was kind of hilarious how we had a Will Smith / Chris Rock moment when Jeff Ross made that comment about Robert Kraft and massages, and Tom Brady yelled, "Don't say that shit again."
That was kind of funny.
Tom Brady is such a fucking drama queen. Like, oh my God. This is a roast.
I know.
This is a roast. How do you can't take a...
Hey, there he is. What's
There
going
he
on,
is.
Randall?
Hey,
Hi.
Randy, what's going on, buddy?
I've been
How you doing?
off here too long. I forgot how to do all this crap. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. I've been away for too long. Nice little Soundgarden reference for you. Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Hey,
you.
I want to chime in on something because I know you're talking about roasting that POS. But anyways,
DOS.com. Get your subscriptions.
yeah, I wanted to say something real quick. I heard you guys talking about that that Dallas OKC series.
Yeah.
But if you think it's been noted throughout the last 3 or 4 years on this show that Kyrie usually gets to the business because he's doing something dumb, saying the Earth's flat or not doing whatever he's supposed to do to be vaccinated or however that works. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you guys can agree with me on this or disagree, but you ain't heard a peep out of him all season. And that's why they're doing so great. And that's why Dallas is really deadly in this. And they also have the best player in the league, in my opinion, and Luka Doncic. That guy looks like he's not even playing the same game everyone else is. He looks like he's playing it on a video game. He's effortless. He doesn't look like he has a care in the world. You know, he plays defense like Sprocket, but there's that.
But I agree, Randy. I agree with you 100% about Kyrie. I believe that now that he's put the whole social agenda aside with the whole Earth flat theory and all the vaccination stuff. Now that that's kind of pushed to the side, I feel like now that he's focused, and I feel like that with him being focused, it's made Dallas a more complete, more dangerous team. And to me, that's going to be better in the long run, especially with this series coming up against an Oklahoma City Thunder team that has been absolutely on fire.
Right, and what's good about Kyrie too is that he has all that experience.
That's right.
I have someone I work with. We talked. He's from Cleveland too, and he talks about how no Kyrie in 2005. What is it? 2015. They don't win that title. Was the
Oh,
glue, not LeBron.
absolutely.
It was a Kyrie all along. And I've always said he's a head case, but man, when he's right and good, I don't know. He's one of the best. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get on here and talk about that real fast.
That's fine.
And
Man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
that's
agree.
awesome. Oh, by the way, Randy, since you're online, sorry for us taking Jane Daniels away from you.
it's okay. It's okay. Apparently the Raiders are going to try to play two quarterbacks at the same time because I don't know.
Oh, so they're trying to do like the Texans. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I don't know what
You
they're
know, from a
doing.
couple of years ago, that dumpster fire of a team. Yeah, that team. Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, well, all right, here we go. Here's the pick. Here's the pick. And they didn't pick a quarterback and they didn't try to move up. I was like, all right, here we go. And you know what I honestly think? I think that the Raiders picked like a fantasy draft. Like they put it on auto draft and then left. They weren't even there. And whoever was the best player available, they picked.
Well, I will
I think
say
that's what I think happened.
I will say you guys are getting a great tight end in Brock Bowers because I saw him
He better
play
be.
as a member of the SEC and he is
Oh yeah,
one tough.
he's all world, man. But Raiders already have two tight ends. Hey, what's going on?
That's true.
You don't need that. Get somebody in there to help Crosby. Max Crosby needs his energy to kill Patrick Mahomes.
True.
Hey, and
He probably doesn't need much actually, because I know one thing. He gets to face Bryce Young this year, and he's gonna stomp him into the ground.
Oh Lord. Yeah, because the
Wait.
Panthers didn't hardly do anything to revamp their offensive line. So
And Randy, I also agree with you
running for his
that
life.
I also
Yeah,
agree with you, Randy, that the Toronto Maple Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys of professional hockey.
That's 100%, man.
But
Because it
Randy,
happens every
Randy,
year.
real quick, let me ask you this: if the Boston Bruins would have lost in Game 7 for a second consecutive year, what would you have called this team?
Oh, the Boston Ruins. No, I don't know. Yeah, I would have said the same thing. Choke artist. We could have showed video of Reggie Miller doing the choke sign because that was 2 years in a row. But at least this year they weren't the number one team.
you know
going in.
what somebody
Yeah.
should have done if that were to happen, Randy? They should have
What's that?
taken the CCT footage from All in Wembley and put the Toronto Maple Leafs head over Punks and it put the Boston Bruin over Jack Perry.
Yeah, choke artist. Yeah,
Oh, dude,
that
you
would
know,
have been
Randy,
sick.
Randy, since we're on the subject of hockey, real quick, before I know you're only out for a quick few minutes, but
It's all right, yeah.
I want to talk to you about the NHL draft lottery happened today. San Jose Sharks got the first pick, and the Chicago Blackhawks got the second. But also, too, big news: the NHL draft will take place in the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada.
No way. That's pretty cool, man. Is that that's where they should have WrestleMania?
Well, I heard. Well,
Instead of
I think they
Allegiant.
should do Raw. I've heard people say Raw and SmackDown, but the problem is that the Sphere is not made for the sporting events. It's only made for concerts and movies.
Right. Yeah. Well, they could maybe have NXT there.
Yeah, I could see
smaller
NXT. I
scale.
could see NXT being there because they have a smaller production.
Yeah, a little smaller scale. So that might be cool.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
NXT is already going to be at the famous UFC arena in Vegas in July.
that's right, yeah, they're gonna. So they'll know kind of how to make do with smaller place. That's gonna be good too. And I'm watching the Hurricanes and Rangers. It's 1-1. This is a good series, man. Some good match. Perfectly matched teams. This is gonna be a great series right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Also tonight going on right now is also Canes versus Rangers as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah. How about I was going to ask you, Ezra, what did the Blackhawks? How did they do this year?
They did okay. They weren't great. Obviously, they're still trying to they're still trying to get all the pieces together. Connor Bedard had that broken jaw and missed a good amount of playing time.
Okay.
That was pretty
I didn't know
costly.
that.
So
Right.
yeah, but he did pretty good. I think he even won. I think he even won like Rookie of the Year or something this year.
Yeah, I knew he was doing really good at the start of the season. He was kind of tearing it up a little bit. So
Yeah, he was lights out. He was lights out, and I think he's gonna be.
good.
He's a generational talent. He is the future of our organization. I'm just concerned about. I'm just concerned about consistency. That's the one thing, not with him, but with the entire team in general.
Sure,
I
yeah,
feel like there's a key piece or two that they're missing to really hone in on a team that can make a deep run in the playoffs.
right. Well, having the second pick will help. So
Yeah,
You know
hopefully-
what? Speaking of hockey, I'm just waiting. You know what? I'm going to call it right now. The Rangers and the Hurricanes are going to have the holy shit game of the playoffs because
Yeah,
the Panthers and the Hurricanes last year had it when the game went nearly into 5 overtime.
that was
was
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
And quick story, I got back from the hotel in Daytona last year, and I was like, okay, this is a repeat. You know, they're just replaying the game. No, we're going into the 4 overtimes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he thought he was watching the replay.
Yeah, I was like, what? The game didn't end until 2 in the morning. So I think we're due for a game. I think we're due for a game like that in these playoffs.
Yeah, it was like when we covered
tonight,
it's like when we covered the NFL draft that one year. We stayed up to like
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that.
Let's start doing that. Let's do that.
That was the dumpster fire waiting to happen.
Oh, dude, I fell asleep during the second round.
Nice. I bet. Which is that's good for a podcast. Sleeping host.
Well, I fell asleep on camera.
Oh shit!
That's glowing endorsement right there.
Oh yeah.
Glowing endorsement. But yeah, I've been meaning to come back on here. I still have I have a whole new setup that I'm gonna do here pretty soon. So that'll be when I try to get back on pretty much every week. So
all right, man.
See how that goes. But I didn't mean to get into your whatever you.
Oh no, real quick, too.
Hey, you're welcome anytime.
Dude, you can jump in anytime you want with anything you want to talk about.
Real quick. So
Yes,
real quick, and talking about the like last week as far as the Clippers go and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You had 2 teams that had prominent choke artists go down in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first the Bucks and then the Clippers. It's not surprising that happened, but it just
even the Lakers bowed out too. I mean, and I'm going to give you guys this full disclosure, and I've never did it. There's only one person that goes on this show that knows this truth, and that is my pops. But I've been a Lakers fan since I was 10 years old. But I just let you guys just talk junk because it's part of what we do on here. But I've been a Lakers fan all my life. But I just kind of just sit to the side and let it happen. I don't even because I really wasn't a big fan of LeBron coming to LA because it's like I didn't want him there because whatever and then he wins the Mickey Mouse one.
Oh my dude! Breaking
But
news.
then again,
wait! Breaking news!
Not in the world of sports, but in the world of pro wrestling and music together.
Uh-oh.
On a future episode of Busted Open, Bully Ray it's already pre-recorded. Bully Ray will have on Motley Crue.
Whoa! Whoa!
Well, in that interview, he tell Vince Neil's gonna say, "Hey, Bubba Ray, kickstart my heart." No, really, I mean it. Please, kickstart my heart. I need it. That's what he's gonna say.
Wow!
Hopefully they tested Tommy Lee for hepatitis C before he came in the building.
Oh,
so no wonder Motley's been doing the press the last couple of days because they just did that secret show in New York last night, and then obviously today they did the stuff with Eddie for a pre-recorded interview for this Thursday, and then obviously now with Bully. That is insane.
That's gonna be
Crew on
cool.
Busted Open Radio coming soon.
Motley Crue on Busted Open. Wow.
Nice.
That
Only
is
thing,
great.
I wish that was as much as nice as that. I wish it was more nice than that damn song. Oh wait, that would be nice than that awful song. Oh god,
Oh,
that new song is trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even checked it out. I'm not
You're
holding
good.
out.
You're good. You're saving yourself.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm not.
You're good.
I'm not holding out too much hope.
By the way, real quick too, since we're on the quick little nugget of wrestling, since I did just mention this, want to say congratulations to GCW because on November 2nd they will be making their Hawaii debut.
Hey, that's
Hi.
awesome.
It's pretty funny.
So congratulations to GCW on that. Randy,
no high
anything,
paradise.
anything else you want to discuss with us, man? Anything? More?
Not much. Not much else. I was gonna let you know the Cavs are down 12.
Oof.
Or is it? It's 9. I'm sorry. Not there. It was. Oh, they're trying to come back here. They're down 9 though to the Celtics. This is going to be a good series, I think. The only thing that's the Cavs are missing is Jared Allen. Jared Allen would be a big piece for them, and he's not playing for some reason. I'm not sure. He's got hurt. Now I don't know if in that you were talking about the choke artist and all that. I don't know if Milwaukee beats Indiana with Giannis, because they're just a disjointed team. And as soon as I see that Joker pops up on my screen,
Ha!
yeah, he's got more time to talk to the lemon and the lime on the Starry commercials now that he's got kicked out of the playoffs. But I wanted to just real quick. What do the Clippers think was going to happen if you have Harden, Paul George, and Westbrook on the same damn team?
Too many huge
Kawhi Leonard.
alternatives.
Yeah, I think Kawhi Leonard faked being hurt because he knew it was going to happen. He's like, "Oh shit, my toenail hurts."
So did he
There's
fake it because he was out of the? Did he
Yeah.
fake it because he was out of direction?
Yeah, he was. You wouldn't be able to tell. He has the same mannerisms if he's hurt or if he's happy or what. You can never tell with that guy. He looks the same.
If he would have hit the lottery,
day.
it was like, "Hey guys, I hit the lottery."
Yeah, he's like Darth Vader. He looks like Darth Vader all the time. Happy face, Darth Vader is the same face. Happy, sad, whatever, it's the same face. But yeah, I think that's about all I have here. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna try to ease myself back in here. Like I said, I got a whole nother setup with a laptop and everything, and I'm gonna try to start doing that. And I just gotta make sure I get here. I want to make sure I come on earlier to help to set it up, so I make sure I'm not like I was when I hijacked you guys a couple times there, and my thing was on, my phone was on, and I had my tablet hooked up to the surround sound. I don't know what was going on there, but
Oh yeah, and of course we're ready to see some more of Sprocket too.
yeah, he's
Star
around
Kitty
here
of the
somewhere.
show.
Yeah, his chunky butt's around here somewhere. I'm surprised he's not bothering me. He usually bothers me. I think he's trying to see if he's trying to figure out a way to eat the birds that are outside. He's got. I looked over there. He's got like flow charts and whiteboards and all kinds of shit. Yeah, he's like Wiley. He's like Wiley Coyote over there. He's trying to figure out ways to get the birds. Yeah, he's on it.
It's called Busted Glass.
Yeah. Yeah, he's about to a couple times, man. I said, "What are you doing over there, man?"
Well,
It's
my
not
dog
like-
is with a squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, you don't weigh 10 pounds. You're just down from a bear. So, but hey, man, hey guys, hey guys, I'm gonna let you go and have a great rest of your show. And like
All
I
right,
said,
thank you, Randy.
I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
try to
dropping by,
start.
brother.
Yes,
We hope to
sir.
see you back full time soon, man.
All right, yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Have a good
All
night.
right, man.
Good stuff.
All right,
Later,
Randy.
dude.
Later, man.
All right.
Got him.
He can't remember. It's exit stage left. To the left, to the left, to the left.
Heavens to Megatroid. This is
Heaven-
complicated.
There he
Horrible.
goes.
Not that great, even. All right, that was Randy Guerra, guys, and that was
Little
cool
bit
to
of
hear from him.
A
And
little bit
good
of a
news on-
drive-by. Giddy, 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 giddy,
Good
giddy.
news on his front that hopefully he'll be back full time soon. We can't wait, brother.
Sprocket.
And Sprocket as well. Let's see real quick. We also got, I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, there was some other news that happened in the world of the sports world today. And that is that, Jamal Murray, speaking of Jamal Murray, he was fined $100,000 for tossing a towel and in a heating pad in the direction of an official during that Denver game.
Wow.
He luckily avoided a possible suspension.
Whoa.
The NBA also confirmed a key illegal screen call on Pacers Miles Turner. As well.
Yeah, those were some kind of questionable calls by the officiating last night in that Pacers-Knicks game.
And the story of Rashee Rice and his problems continue as he's now a suspect in an alleged assault that injured a man at a Dallas nightclub earlier this week.
I was just about to say, the golden child of free agency strikes again, getting into trouble.
My God.
He was involved in that 6-car accident and leaving the scene of an accident. Now he's possible assault charge.
Trouble, 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 trouble.
Wow.
Trouble's been dogging Rice's soul since the day he was born.
Forgot about that song. Let's get into. Let's take a break. Or not take a break, but we're gonna go into the world of mixed martial arts, and there are several news stories that we got to get into. Let's see here. The first, of course, right here, the little brother, I believe his little brother of Khabib Nurmagomedov is Usman Nurmagomedov. He is withdrawn from his title fight for PFL, which owns Bellator now, against Alexander Shabli on May 17th because of an unspecified injury. He's 17-0 with 1 no contest. It'll be rebooked in the near future, according to the owner of PFL. So that's some unfortunate news there. One of the biggest news stories probably has to be that it was announced earlier last week that Conor McGregor is now a part owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, the BKFC.
Nice.
His enterprise company has signed on to become a partial owner of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which has fighters like former UFC fighters like Thiago Pitbull Alves, Ben Rothwell, and many, many others. Matt the Immortal Brown, UFC welterweight who has had 19 years in the company, 30 octagon appearances, has announced his retirement from mixed martial arts. Matt Brown is definitely was one of the most prolific fighters in the company because of his inability to go down. He reminds you a lot of like a Chris Lieben of sorts. He very much can handle punishment and deliver it right back. So he has decided to call it a career, and he's going to dedicate his sense to help others. We also want to say condolences to Francis Ngannou. His 15-month-old son has passed away.
Oh, dang.
Damn.
He is right now. He is in Cameroon. He's in Cameroon with his family right now, grieving over the loss of his 15-month-old son. So,
Dang.
condolences to Ngannou and the entire Ngannou family on that front. Also,
That's kind of hurt.
yeah, definitely. One of the other Nurmagomedov is Umar. He will take on Corey Sandhagen in Abu Dhabi as a headlining fight for UFC Fight Night inside Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. So
Nice.
should be a decent fight. And then finally from the world of MMA, congratulations to one of the great light heavyweights of all time, Mauricio Shogun Rua, who will be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Shogun is one of the best fighters coming from the world Pride Fighting Championships. He won the 2005 Pride Middleweight Grand Prix, where he beat Quentin Rampage Jackson, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, Alistair Overeem, and Ricardo Arona.
Nice.
He also ended up knocking out Chuck Liddell in 2009 to secure him a light heavyweight title shot, and unfortunately lost to the Dragon Lyoto Machida.
Ooh, Machida and Shogun had some incredible fights.
Yes. Let's see. He will now enter the modern wing. He's already been in the fight wing because of his classic bout against Dan Henderson at UFC 139 for his fights alone. But he's going in as a modern day fighter along this year with Joanna, Frankie the Answer Edgar, and the axe murderer Vanderlei Silva. A man who I happen to share a birthday with, too. Is
Very
Vanderlei.
nice.
Yep, is Vanderlei Silva. So, but that's from the world of MMA. As far as the world of the NFL, though, I mean, it's been pretty quiet, I would say.
Well, let's bring up a little piece of news that dropped just earlier this afternoon, and that is the fact that former Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Tyler Boyd has inked a 1-year deal with the Tennessee Titans to be their number 3 receiver behind Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins.
Nice little setup there for the Tennessee Titans.
Just wish they had a better quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Also too, next week, May 15th, next Wednesday, the NFL regular season schedule will drop.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
You know, every team's got a little bit of something. Last year, Chicago did a special thing with that show where they had the players do that TV show that's on FX about that restaurant. And Seth
yes.
was a part
and
of it.
You know Detroit's going to be featured prominently in the season next year.
Absolutely. The Denver Broncos are mourning the passing of former defensive coordinator Joe Collier, who died Monday at his home at the age of 91. He was the leader of the Orange Crush defense. He was the architect of it as well. Spending 20 seasons on the Broncos coaching staff from 69 to 88, helped lead the team to 5 division titles and 3 Super Bowl appearances. So condolences to them as well. Let's see, real quick here as I scroll through, or not real quick, but real. It says that Tank Dell will make a full recovery from that shootout that took place in that Florida restaurant last month where he was struck. So he
when did that happen?
Sometime last month in April.
Okay.
So they had a celebration dinner the ESPN family did the other night to remember Chris Mortensen. Photo posted on the Adam Schefter Twitter page of a lot of the guys, was including Sam Palatino, all the guys, Adam Schefter, of course. Everybody paying tribute to Chris Mortensen. Like I said, Jalen Guyton signing with the Las Vegas Raiders. Former Chargers wide receiver. Rashad Penny is gonna be going to the Carolina Panthers. Steven's favorite team.
Yes, sir.
No.
Come on, Steven. Just admit it.
Nope.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about the unfortunate passing of former Bears quarterback Bob Avellini. This was something that happened over the past week, and it's unfortunate. We, of course, Chicago. We send our best to the Bears organization and to the Avellini family. On that unfortunate news, let's see here. Aaron Rodgers will have no restrictions when the Jets begin their OTA practices on May 20th, according to head coach Rob. According to Robert, so. Oh, and the Dolphins signing Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, I think we covered that like late last week, I believe.
Really, because it just came. The news came out on.
Or did it happen? I think it happened days after the show went off
Yeah,
the
it
air.
did. Because
Yeah, you know what? I think yeah, that's right. I think it did.
Yeah,
and just to add to that, another team that OBJ is going to leave a disaster.
yeah, pretty much.
Just saying.
I was scared because remember I'm the one who sent you guys the breaking
Yep,
news.
That's right. You did.
Yep, you did. Yep.
That's right. You sure did.
Yep. I was bored. Not doing a damn thing, and I saw it on there. Buffalo Bills got former Bears and Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's a great pickup for them.
Oh hell yeah!
It gives Josh Allen a target.
Yep. Linebacker Deion Jones has signed with a 1-year deal with the Bills as well.
Nice.
Joey Sly, kicker for formerly of the Jaguars, signed with the Patriots.
Oh wow, I didn't even know about that.
How about this one? Pittsburgh Steelers declining the 5th-year option on Najee Harris, giving him the ability to be an unrestricted free agent after the season.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, speaking of the Steelers, let's talk just a little teensy bit about a piece of news that I dropped to Steven the other week. And that is the fact that an interesting name was brought up by former or current kickoff returner James Warren to return kicks this year for the Steelers. And that, of course, is Justin Fields.
I got it. Let's get a former quarterback to be the kick returner. That'll be successful.
That's just like sending Ezekiel Elliott out there to block as an O lineman.
What did they think he is? Fucking Pat McAfee?
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
Lord have mercy. And no, baby doesn't have her blue jeans on. You know what she did. Let's see. What are we looking at here? And then real quick, also on that front. Oh, by the way, as far as Fields goes, have fun. Hopefully you return kicks and not get your head taken off and put into the 5th row.
Well, they're saying that the reason why they're bringing, or the reason why his name was brought up, I think it was because of a new rule that's going into effect saying that the defenders cannot move or nobody can move until the receiver gets his hands on the ball. And I'm just like, interesting.
Yes, Captain Jack Sparrow once said, that's interesting. Marvin Harris Jr. has still not signed a preliminary NFLPA licensing agreement and that's why his Cardinals jersey is not available to buy. Because he's still, you know why? Because he's still waiting for that Call of Duty contract like Kyler Murray had.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Black Ops, baby. See, anything else in the sports world you guys can come up with? Baseball. Can't forget about the major leagues, baby. Let's talk about it. Joey, Mr. Braves, how are they doing?
Well, up until last week, we were actually looking pretty freaking good. But after going 1-5 last week, including getting swept by the LA Dodgers, now we sit 2.5 games behind the Phillies. So, yeah, we're doing just fine. Not. Come on, Braves. Y'all got to step it up.
Yeah, you can't do that. Your Braves have got to win, man. Come on.
Yeah, we're playing the Red Sox in a 2-game series right now, and I'm kind of scared to see how that's going right now.
Speaking of games going on right now the Tigers are up in the Guardians 9-7 in the top of the
wow. Wow, we're actually up 2-0 in the top of the fourth.
Speaking of
right.
also 2-0 are the Diamondbacks over the Reds. Nationals are up 1-0 over the Orioles. White Sox are down 4-0 against the Rays. Angels are up 5-0 against the Pirates. Phillies are up 8-0 against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Gosh.
Man.
And mind you, it's only the beginning of the 6th inning, so
Yeah, scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Jeez.
Jesus.
On a 2-run triple and a 3-run homer.
Yankees are up 4-1 over Houston. Can't wait till they choke.
Actually.
That way Neil can go running around more pissed than when his Cowboys suck. But dude, it would be like the Cowboys and the freaking the Yankees sucking for Neil's like having Neil in a dry county with no beer.
Oof.
That's asking for trouble. The Braves, you like to say your Braves are up 2-0 over the Red Sox. Brewers are up 2-0 over the Royals. Cubs and the Padres are tied at 0 apiece right now, no score. 2-0 Mariners over the Twins. 3-0 Cards over the Mets. Elder's gonna be mad. Warm-ups there's warm-ups going on right now with the Giants and the Rockies, and then later on tonight we've got the Marlins taking on the Dodgers, and then for final today, Texans beat the Oakland A's 15-8.
Whoa. Well, what? It was 10-2, so
Hey,
at least the A's made it a little bit.
If the Oakland A's don't want to leave Oakland, apparently Texas Rangers are going to kick their asses out of there.
All right. Right?
We need another Atlanta Braves massacre in the first inning to take place in Oakland, to the point where it's literally the second to last game or so. Oakland's getting beaten down so bad to the point where it says on the screen, okay, breaking news. Not only after getting your asses whipped, for the last several innings, since the beginning of the first inning, you have now been officially been moved out of Oakland. So, yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time before they're run out of Oakland for good.
It's only a matter of time.
And obviously, we think it's bullshit because we full-heartedly, we support Hijacker Mike and his boys down there in California. Hashtag sell the team. Even though it's probably not going to happen because he's convicted crooks down there in California. So.
Let's see. Right here, also too, Cody Bellinger returned to the lineup today for the Chicago Cubs.
Nice.
Or he returned at least to the Cubs, though his ribs are still healing. Speaking
of the Cubs, I got to tell you one thing real quick.
What's that?
I am really, really impressed with what Shota Imanaga's doing right now. I mean, the dude is absolutely on fire. He has an ERA of under 1, and he has won every single one of his starts. Unbelievable start. I hope he keeps it up.
Hope he does too, man, because look, as a White Sox fan, as much as my team has been down in the dumps and whatnot, to me, the Cubs, like I said, I support all Chicago sports. I'm a White Sox fan through and through. I bleed silver, white, and black, but I will always support the red, blue, and white too, because that's Chicago, baby, and I will support that team. And the Cubs, to me, are doing great. They're playing great ball right now. They had a little bit of a slip over the past week or so, but they've really gotten back to the momentum they had at the beginning of the season. So I'm excited to see where it lands. Like you said, he's been playing lights out nonstop, and I hope he can continue the trend and really push the Cubs forward this season, especially really get us in a good spot before the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about? I really don't have anything else.
I do want to piggyback on the Clippers and the Bucks losing last week real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's go back to that. Go ahead, man.
Because I mean it's pretty cut and dry. I mean the Bucks were decimated by injuries, and in Game 6 they won in Game 5 to push it back to a Game 6. But in the first half, Chris Middleton cannot do it all by himself. Because when you're without Giannis, when you're without Lillard, and the role players are constantly missing wide open jumpers and wide open layups, when you're missing layups, that's when you know, yep, it's over. And the Pacers just kept hitting their shots, and they also kept giving up wide open threes.
Layups?
Layups? We're talking about missing layups? You kidding me? Layups?
Yeah.
Layups? And Indiana kept hitting their shots. And when it's your night, it's your night. And Milwaukee was bounced out of the playoffs. Now, as far as the Clippers are concerned, that's not surprising at all. Because, yet again, like we said on this show even a couple weeks ago, it's just a matter of when and time James Harden's going to come up small when it matters the most. And he did it again. Great in Game 1, great in Game 4. Game 5, sucked. Game 6, even more atrocious.
That's right. And I think I can't remember who it was from the Clippers organization, but he made some headlines earlier today when he said that he is hoping to keep Paul George and Russell Westbrook along with Kawhi Leonard next year. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably not going to have the money to keep all them alter egos.
You would have to take a super-duper pay cut to keep all of those egos in check on the same team.
And knowing those three, ain't none of them going to want to. Ain't none of them going to want to take a pay cut, especially James freaking Harden.
Yeah, let me put a stranglehold on the team, and as far as their money being it uptight and stuff, so I can get what I want out of the deal. And
here's the thing, Steven. As far as the Clippers go, man, there's no way that team's going to stay together. That team is fragile.
No, there's no chance.
I don't believe in the Clippers at all. But I do believe in somebody, and I usually have to say his name.
Say his name and he appears.
Come on, man. Joe Hendry once again.
Oh, there you go.
No, but other than that, I'm good. That was the only two things I really wanted to bring up.
I had to throw in a Joe Hendry before we had to go.
Oh, real quick, too. 76ers losing in 6. Not surprised.
But
although it was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah, I agree on that. I'm sorry. The 76ers was fucking trash.
Embiid, again, like Harden came up small. Just missing shots. Taking threes when he was gassed.
You wonder why Harden can't stay married. Thank you very much. Usually comes up small. That's his own problem, though.
That Knicks and 76ers game was really good on Friday. Thursday, excuse me. Thursday.
Yeah. Real quick score update, too. Hurricanes up 2-1 over the Rangers right now towards the beginning of the second period. So
nice.
That's far from over.
I know I know you. I know you've been looking at the Canes. I see the I could see the Canes winning the entire thing.
I
How
hope
crazy?
so.
How crazy would it be if we get Boston and New York in both conference finals? That would be something.
That would be crazy.
Speaking of Boston, score update on that: 62-49, Boston over Cleveland.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay.
There you go. All right, that should be it for the show. So let's do our final thoughts, Joey.
Hang on, one more thing I want to bring up real quick.
That's
and
fine.
I know this is definitely a
Plenty of
sport
time.
I know this is definitely a sport we do not talk about a lot, but history was made not on a court or in an arena, but a race car track. Yes, folks, Kyle Larson this past weekend in Kansas won by 1/1000th of a second, which is now the closest finish to a NASCAR race in history. So congratulations to Kyle Larson.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations to him. Definitely a milestone mark there. And also, real quick, we want to say congratulations to the city of Las Vegas, Nevada, in more ways than one. Because not only will the NFL draft or the NHL draft take place in the Sphere, but like we mentioned, WrestleMania will take place live at Allegiant Stadium, August 18th and 19th in the Sin City.
Yeah,
More
April 19th and 20th. And
Yep,
honestly, I think it's great that they're not having it the same weekend as NCAA March Madness.
Thank you. I'm definitely happy about that because now I don't have to keep jumping back and forth for having to pick one or the other because it's tough to keep track with both of that stuff going on at the same time. So bravo
Yeah,
to WWE for
sure.
doing that. And I'm sorry, Vegas is the right call to be the host of Mania next year.
Oh, yeah.
Not Minnesota. Who the hell wants to go to Minnesota? Sorry. Not sorry.
Hey, Steven, I want to go to Minnesota. I'm from there anyways. I'm Jesse the Body Ventura. I want you to sit there and watch my conspiracy theories because they're on TV. I did this stuff in the Gulf of Tonkin while I was there. Trust me, it's true. All right, Joey, final thoughts. Let's go.
But before I do get my final thoughts, there is something I want to bring up real quick. And first, I want to ask you guys.
You believe in Joe Henry?
I'm not sure if you guys may remember, but there was a sports game show that came on. This was, years ago, that involved three men, hosted by former late great Sports Center anchor Stuart Scott, that had three guys try to stump one of America's best beats when it comes to sports trivia. That, of course, being the sports show or the sports game show called Stump the Schwab. Have you guys ever, or do you guys remember that?
Yeah, he just passed away recently, right?
He did. I was about to say he just passed away a few weeks ago. The guy who was behind the Schwab, Howie Schwab, passed away a few weeks ago. I can't remember what he said he passed away from, but his death was announced by his wife on social media. So condolences go out to his wife and his family. That's definitely a big loss.
I agree 100%, my man. I really, really do. Final thoughts there, Joey?
But yeah, awesome job talking about the NBA playoffs. We're able to get some NHL playoffs in there as well. Awesome job talking about baseball, and awesome having Randy Gyron here on the show to talk about some stuff for a little bit. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about here on my closing thoughts other than enjoy the NBA playoffs wherever you are. Enjoy the NHL playoffs and just enjoy time with friends and family because you never know when your time will come. But peace out. I'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely, absolutely. Steven, my heavy metal brother, you know how to close this out.
Yep, sure did. Great show with you guys and a recap and a little bit of everything. NHL and baseball and obviously the NFL, the NBA, and everything in between, even a little NASCAR. Just we covered it all today, and great show with you guys. And you can follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook and YouTube, both at Our Nation Sports Show. And also don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter and on Facebook at Nation's Corner. And where they are live on every single Saturday at youtube.com/the Nation's Corner at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to join the guys and the gal as they recap the week in professional wrestling. And with that being said, Ezra, wrap this up, my friend.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you so much to everybody who's watched this. Thank you to everybody who's watching it live, everybody who watches it on demand as well. We thank you all. It's been a fun time. Glad to talk a little sports with everybody. Glad to see Randy Geyer pop on for a few minutes and talk a little bit with us as well. A couple quick things real quick. Just want to say congratulations to WWE this weekend with Backlash France. Had a great show, great card. The debut, like we said, of Tonga Loa, rejoining his Guerrillas Destiny partner and brother, Tama Tonga, in the new bloodline. Also, big match feels with everybody, and the crowd was insane, hitting over 100 dBs, triggering noise ordinance warnings from the city of Leon. So definitely
absolutely. And real quick, Ezra, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just got to say real quick in regards to Backlash, how incredibly mesmerizing that crowd was whenever Jey Uso was making his entrance. Gosh, that was amazing.
I agree, man. I agree. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. Congratulations to on that. That was such a great entrance. Main event Jey Uso with the whole crowd bopping with the fireflies, and it was just an incredible moment. Also real quick, definitely got to send congratulations to referee Jessica Carr. She was the first female referee to main event a WWE Championship PLE. So congratulations to Jessica on that. Student of the Team 3D Wrestling Academy with Bully Ray and Devon. Also want to send a happy birthday today to none other than the man formerly known as Mr. Wrestling and Wrestling's Worst Nightmare, KO Kevin Owens. Today is Kevin Steen's birthday, so happy birthday, Big Kev. And enjoy your birthday. And please package pile drive JD McDonough and his big fat Funko Pop sized head. But that's all I got for today, and that's all we got for today. So for my friends here, for Randy Gyron, for Joey Thornton, for Kevin Rory, for Big Stevie Wyand, and for everybody out there in our sports show nation and everybody in the Busted Open Nation as well, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you right here next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great time. Enjoy sports this week. God bless you, and we will see you next Tuesday. Same time, same YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody.
Turn me up. Turn me up.